Well, hello, SNHU 107 students. Welcome to your Week 5 webinar in the SNHU 107 Learning Community. I'm Melanie Schaub, your SNHU 107 Learning Community gal, here to talk to you about the power of vulnerability, run through your Module 5 assignments, and chat with you about connecting with SNHU Career. As always, your experience here at Southern New Hampshire University is so important to us. It's our policy and practice to create an inclusive and accessible learning environment. If there are aspects of instruction or course design that present barriers to accessibility, please notify the Online Accessibility Center, the OAC, as soon as possible at 866-305-9430. You can also email them at oac@snhu.edu or visit the Online Accessibility Center website. Couple webinar reminders. This is an academic space, so always be mindful of your conduct. These webinars are optional, ungraded, no extra credit, but hopefully they have been helpful in helping you gain that valuable knowledge, understanding how to do your assignments, and have a little bit of fun this term. So, wanted to check in just real quick. We've made it to week 5, which is officially past the halfway point of the term. So I wanted to just check in with y'all and make sure that you are remembering that you have so much people support here at SNHU. Utilize those SNHU resources if you are struggling, if you have fallen behind, or you just need a little bit of extra support. You're absolutely not alone, okay? This is a great time of the term where if you have fallen behind or missed some assignments or didn't do so hot on assignments, to get with your course instructor. Ask them if you can make a plan to get caught up and submit assignments that maybe you're missing. There is a late penalty. They can always say no, but some points are better than no points. So go after your best grade, okay? The other thing I like to check in about is, are you plugged in? Like, do you know what your grade is in your SNHU 107 course or other classes you might be taking? Check your grades. Make sure you know where your grade is. Make sure you know what you might be missing so you can make a plan for your success. Are you checking your SNHU University email? That is how the university communicates with you. So it's really important that you are checking that and staying on top of that. If your advisor or faculty member is trying to get a hold of you, make sure you're returning those calls, okay? The other thing I like to remind you of in week 5 is discussions matter. Discussion points matter. I tell y'all all the time that when I have students that miss those initial discussion points, or they don't do peer replies, or they only respond to one of the 2 required peer replies, those points add up, y'all, and it can make the difference between a letter grade. So make sure you're getting those discussions in and finishing them all the way through the term when those are assigned. Doing all of these things, staying on top of your coursework, knowing that you are knowing what your grades are and checking your email, reading the announcements, doing your assignments is just a commitment to your success and helping you achieve your goals, okay? So this week's topic for Module 5 centers mostly around the topic of vulnerability. And I know for most humans, being vulnerable is not so easy, right? Think about it for a minute. Like, are you somebody that's vulnerable? Do you like to be vulnerable? I know I don't. However, I have learned through my wisdom of many years that it is okay and sometimes necessary to be vulnerable. Sometimes there are big surprises, good surprises that come from being vulnerable. You know, allowing others to support you can make some incredible relationships and open up some doors that maybe not have been there previously. Being vulnerable can also, when you let others in on your dreams and goals, it can help you achieve those. It can create an open mind or space for your success when others know what you're going after or where you might need some assistance. If you're certain things you might need some help or extra support in, especially academically, it allows you to connect with other people and really kind of even forge more of that sense of belonging here at SNHU by utilizing SNHU resources. It can also create some really awesome relationships or strengthen relationships maybe on those outside of SNHU support systems. And it's important to be vulnerable because we can. We don't have to do it all alone. You have a lot of support, and we just want to remind you that. Here at SNHU. So what's due in week 5, module 5? Whew, y'all, this week is busy. It's busy. You have 3 assignments, a warm-up, a discussion, and a journal assignment. I like to tell students, I know this week feels like a lot, but next week in week 6, module 6, you only have 1 assignment. So take a deep breath and get these things done, okay? As a reminder, the journal assignment and the warm-up assignment are both due by Sunday or before, as convenient for your schedule. That discussion assignment, you want to answer that initial discussion prompt by Thursday, and then respond to at least 2 2 of your classmates by Sunday or before as convenient for your schedule, okay? Remember with that warm-up, review any required resources, review any reading within the module, then take that warm-up. And you can take that warm-up multiple times to earn your best score. So just make sure that you remember that in case you don't do so hot the first time, okay? This week's discussion assignment, you're answering 4 questions. Remember, the initial post is due Thursday. Responding to 2 of your classmates is due by Sunday or before. You are answering the question, how will your personal mission statement and short-term goals, the ones you wrote back in week 4, keep you motivated during your academic journey? So share how they're going to keep you motivated. Question 2, give an example or 2 of how you will align your daily activities to your goals. So think about what are some things you can do every day to help you stay on track to your goals and share them. Question 3, how does being vulnerable, having an open mind, and considering others in your goal setting process help you attain your goals in a more meaningful way? And question 4, how does vulnerability play a part in problem solving? It's always helpful to write in complete sentences, give examples, and if you have questions or you're stuck on anything for this assignment, reach out to your instructor. Week 5, Module 5 journal assignment. This is one of my favorite journal assignments because it really gets y'all to navigate yourself to these different department pages here at SNHU. So you're going to navigate yourself to the following SNHU resources, but you're also going to share how using these resources will support your success, like your mission statement, short-term goals. Okay, so don't forget that part. So you're going to navigate yourself, for example, to the instructor feedback within the Grade Center. Where is that? So if you go into your Brightspace classroom and you click on grades and you click on an assignment, you can view the feedback from your faculty, right? So it's making sure that A, you know how to get there, but then why is being able to access that feedback and understanding and knowing what that feedback is, why is that important and how is that going to help you achieve your mission and goals? That's what you're doing, okay? Same thing for 24/7 drop-in tutoring. That is underneath academic support. Just as a reminder, the Shapiro Library, SNHU Career, you can click directly on those from your Brightspace classroom. Shapiro Library is up at the top in the toolbar, and SNHU Career you can find under Learning Modules or under Online Student Services, okay? And then you're going to pick one more additional SNHU resource of your choosing that's not already listed here. Remember, SNHU resources are teams, people, things here at SNHU. All right. And then question 2 is you're going to pick a social support. That is outside of the university. Most of those tend to be like loved ones, friends, coworkers, stuff like that. You want to pick one social support and then share how like that person or organization, whatever it might be, why utilizing them will help and, you know, working with them and having them support you can assist in achieving your mission statement and goals. Okay. Journal assignment due by Sunday or before. I also wanted to introduce you to one of our amazing SNHU teams, our SNHU Career team. I know a lot of students are like, wait, why? I'm just like, why would we talk about career services now? I'm not graduating for a while. But it's so important to begin your career planning early in your academic term. We like to make sure that you know that SNHU Career has so many services for your success that you can utilize now. One of the favorites from students, they tell me it's really helpful when they have worked with SNHU Career on creating like their LinkedIn profile, because that is kind of like the virtual resume world and the virtual networking world. And it's a really great way to start networking with people and really kind of exploring different career fields and stuff and getting your resume updated, your cover letter updated. Those are a couple of services that students always love, but they provide a lot of one-on-one support in career goal setting. Of course, they help with like putting together those portfolios, you know, editing or updating or creating a resume or cover letter. They also down the line help with like interview prep, job internship searches, networking, all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of one-on-one support and a lot of things you can do just from a click away. They had a really cool kind of like career resource hub called Career 360, which is like a virtual career center. It has tons of access to like different job and internship postings, plus a specialized like career event schedule. There's a lot of stuff that is virtual that you can attend as an online student. It's just really awesome. So like, this is just like a quick snapshot where if you go and click on SNHU Career and pull up their website, there's a whole lot of things where you can see like upcoming events. You can also look at different industries you want to explore. There you can ask a question. There's just a lot of really cool things that are just a click away. It also covers all of the different major areas here for like your different degrees at the university. And then you can see all these different career skills that are out here too, which is really super cool. And again, it's just a click away. It's kind of fun to explore. So just remember that you can access and utilize SNHU Career now, even early in your academic career. You can always set up a one-on-one appointment with the career team. There's all the resources in SNHU, that Career 360. Plus, they have a cool job board called Handshake, which is also really neat. There's a bunch of videos on how to utilize that too. So I always like students to know that the SNHU career team is something that you want to start something and someone you want to start working with early, okay? As a reminder, just real quick, where do we find everything for week 5? Of course, course menu, learning modules, scroll down to week 5. Remember to always click through the introduction and review the overview and the objectives for the term. You'll see again, you have that discussion assignment. You have that warm-up assignment, and then of course you have that scavenger hunt, that journal assignment here for week 5. So reminder, warm-up, journal due by Sunday or before, initial discussion post due by Thursday, and those 2 peer responses due by Sunday or before, okay? Weather, really quick thing I wanted to show you just as a reminder, you can access the Shapiro Library right here, academic support right here. If you click that help, that little arrow down and click on online student services, it pulls up all the departments and teams here at the university. So if you kind of needed, like if you weren't sure on like what is an additional SNHU resource you should pick, this is like a whole list of them right here for you and your success. So just know that everybody's right here. And you can, they're just literally a click away, which is always super cool. So y'all, week 5, celebrate, high five, woohoos. You're officially past the halfway point of the term. You are sliding into the last half of your course. Remember, if you are stuck, if you have fallen behind, this is the time to connect with your faculty member, make a plan for your success. And also remember, you are so worth this journey. We're so excited for you to continue on going week to week and finish this term strong. And remember, you got this. See you next week.